Shalom. Want to start giving all praise to Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, Basham Kadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching of scriptures, among other things. And salutations to all the Akim across the earth who are doing this work in sincerity and in truth. And shalom to the sincere brothers and sisters who are at home, Slakia, watching the videos and do the best to please Yahweh, Basham Yahushai. So this is just a video that I want to do. The article's not really that interesting, but it shows you how these, how you say that? It shows you these people for what they are, these devils, It shows you these, the spirit of them, which is, yeah, it's funny, because to the spirit, because, we always check everything to the spirit, because nowadays somebody might look like a so-called white person, but it does not necessarily have to be an Edomite, But this female right here, if you want to hang like that on the side of your house, and she also had this this tent, special for in the mountains, as an people can rent it as an Airbnb, so they can sleep there, and that's really what the devil's like, you're sleeping next to rocks and high, like the scripture describes them. They're dwelling in the clefts of the rocks, So that's a devil by spirit. Let me just read the article a little bit, then I'm gonna jump to the book of Job. It's gonna describe you the cave monkeys, they call themselves Caucasians, so referring to the Caucasus Mountains where they used to dwell. So intended for the mountains, but a special tent is now also hanging at Elsa's house. You can sleep there for 30 euros. B&Bs come in all shapes and sizes, but in Raider you'll find a truly special one. Elsa has hung a mountaineer tent on the outside wall of her house, available for rent. Several people have already stayed there in the short time it has been up. Yeah, these Edomites, they love to do that, So for 30 euros a night they can sleep there, Yeah. Elsa Heemskerk's in the mountaineer tent that hangs on the facade, whatever that word is, the facade of her home in Raiden as an Airbnb. So she be hanging there on the side of her house. These devils, man. Let me jump to the Blue Letter Bible. Let's see. Book of Job, chapter 30. So let me read the King James Version first, and then I'm gonna jump into the NLT version. So the title is Job's present state is humiliating, and that's what it is. This is really a shame to be under these devils. It's really a shame to be under these cave monkeys. It's really a shame to have all these heathens over us, It's really a shame to deal with all these fucking idiots, dumbass people, man. They're stupid in everything what they do, man. And sometimes it's really annoying, It's always annoying, but sometimes it's more, You be at the next level like, man, fuck. Have to deal with that stupidness. So this is the book of Job, chapter 30 and 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth among men. They cry after them as after a thief. So everybody used to chase these devils away, and they were used to walk on all four. They still have some places when you find these Edomites that walk on all fours. And they also do it. On purpose. They had like some camps and stuff like that they start to walk on four, on all fours, talking about how it's good for you and this and that. But that's the monkey. He wants to go to his natural estate. So yeah, they were driven forth among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. So making donkey sounds, living in the mountains, in the caves. They were children of fools, yeah, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And you can see it. Everything that these devils do, they're fucking dirty, man. It shows you how dirty they are. They have no shame, man. There's no boundary to the filthiness, man. And now am I their song? Yeah, I am their byword. Yeah, and that still counts until today. So let me see. Let me read the NLT version. So the book of Job, chapter 30 and 1. But now I am mocked by people younger than I, by young men whose fathers are not worthy to run with my sheepdog. And why? So these people, they do bestiality and all this shit. And why are they younger? Because we were already there. But Esau, actually it's the reincarnation of Cain, because Cain got stripped of his pigment because he slew Abel. But Cain's he went with the Hamites, and then that's by that way he started hiding himself. But when Jacob and Esau got born, Esau was the one that they described, because everybody was already looking like Jacob. There were dark-skinned people in dwelling in Israel. But when Esau got born, that's why the Bible describes how Esau was looking, because it was like a new thing. So back to the book of Job, chapter 30. Oh yeah, like I said, yeah. So let me read one again. But now I am marked by people younger than I, by young men whose fathers are not worthy to run with my sheepdogs. Yeah, because they're gonna, how I said that, do stuff with the dog that they ain't supposed to be doing, but they do it. A lot of good they are to me, those worn out wretches. They are gaunt with hunger and flee to the deserts, to desolate and gloomy wastelands. They pluck wild greens from among the bushes and eat from the roots of broom trees. They are driven from human society, and people shout at them as if they were thieves, and they are. Stealing lands, stealing countries, stealing, robbing, being a pirate on the sea, stealing people, slavery. Until this day, they still do a lot of shit, man. Don't forget all this child trafficking that these people, these devils, been doing, especially Dutch Edomites. Concerning things with children, they are number one. So the book of Job, chapter 30, the NLT verse 6. So now they live in frightening ravines and in caves among the rocks. You see that? Like I showed you that picture. So these devils, they like it, and then there's laying against the stone, yeah. That's how they used to live, They sound like animals howling among the bushes, huddled together beneath the nettles. They are nameless fools, outcast from society. That's what they are. And now they mock me with vulgar songs. They taunt me. They despise me and won't come near me except to spit in my face. You see that? So yeah, man, I just think I'm gonna leave it like that. But I saw the article. I'm like, yeah, man, that's the devil, man. That's the devil. That's an example of where you would say that you didn't have to. I say that. Think about it, But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it like that. So with that, I wanna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures among other things, and salutations to all the Akim across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and truth. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom.